Hi, this is Dr. S. Dhanambal, Professor, Department of CSE, HiSet, Coimbatore. So, in this, what we are going to see is, so the opportunities we are having, especially this covers under the category of Chapter 4, where I am going to give you a glimpse of the research opportunities available in medical domain using soft computing techniques. Okay, so how the soft computing techniques are used for medical diagnosis, prognosis, and treatment, all we are going to see here. So already we have seen the introduction to soft computing. So in this we are going to see the healthcare data, types of artificial intelligence in healthcare, intelligent system for healthcare decisions, use cases of soft computing in basic sciences and diagnostics, soft computing techniques in healthcare decision system, soft computing in clinical applications, etc. So healthcare data, that's what more important. Okay, so in previous days, what we are doing is we are going to a medical test. The report will come a week or a month sometimes, but for that time you have to wait. The disease will become severe sometimes, or it may be cured. So this is the problem what we are having. So after the inventions of soft computing techniques, so you can predict the diseases earlier so that the treatment can be started at the earliest so that the patient can be cured. So that is the main advantage of having in the soft computing techniques nowadays. So based on the patient's medical history, you can able to apply the soft computing techniques, and you can also collect the information of the drugs that is given to the patients. Progression or impedance of the disease also be ascertained, and presence of benign or malignant microorganism in the body can also be find out. You can see the choice of lifestyle of the particular patient. Okay, you have to see the mental and physical state of the patient. Okay, so all those things can be taken as a medical history. So based on that medical history, you can able to predict the disease. So healthcare data can be divided into two types of data format. One is structured, another one is unstructured. In the case of structured data, it is well ordered data where you are having the name of the patient, their medical information, everything will be available. So for example, a tumor patient, if you take the size of the tumor and spread rate of the tumor, the amount of drugs taken, etc., all those things are collected and stored. Whereas in the case of unstructured data, so it is not well ordered, so it's simply clinical notes of doctors, medical prescriptions, audio recordings of the patients. Based on that information, we are going to get whether he is having the disease or not. Okay, so Google is also having that facility that if a particular in a particular area, if people are searching the symptoms of some diseases, so immediately they will inform the respective uh, area peoples to be alert. So that is kind of techniques available in Google. So the same way, okay, so based on that unstructured data, you can give the prediction. Data in the form of clinical text, images, and electric records plays a vital role in applying the soft computing technique and predict disease. So this is what we have, the types of artificial intelligence used in the case of healthcare. You know that so nowadays the operations are done by the robotics. Okay, so that's what we have, how the robotic surgery is invented nowadays, and in that surgery, so all the medical history is deposited into the a robot, and based on that it will do all the operations. Virtual nursing assistance, okay, so that is another important thing where if we have old age people, okay, so it will insist the uh, old age people to take the medicine at the appropriate time. So that's what virtual nursing assistant. So and we have an AI assisted medical diagnosis, that's what our core area. We have a medical image analysis. Okay, the cervical cancer, we have a skin cancer. All those things can be easily analyzed using soft computing techniques, and we also having a drug discovery for a particular disease. You can have a combination of one or more drugs, and these drugs can also be discovered using medical diagnosis, soft computing. And medical data security is also another area where AC is applied, automated workflow assistant is also applied, medical risk prediction can also be done, fraud detection can also be done, clinical trials can also be done in the case of healthcare data. So when we are talking about machine learning techniques, so these are the things we have. We have two types of things, supervised and unsupervised learning. Apart from that, we are also having a reinforcement learning. So in the case of supervised learning, we have a class labels. So based on the class labels, we are classifying all those things. Whereas in the case of unsupervised learning, so we are going to groups based on the similar properties. Okay, is what we are calling it as clustering. Okay, so we have a classification and regression techniques. In the case of classification, we have naive Bayes, decision trees, SVM support vector machine, random forest, k nearest neighbors, etc. In the case of regression, we have a linear regression, neural network regression, SVM, decision tree, lasso, ridge regression, all those things. When we are talking about clustering, we have a k-means clustering, means of DB scan, agglomerative, Gaussian mix, all those things. When we are talking about reinforcement learning, so we have a decision making, Q learning, or learning, and TD learning. Okay, so apart from that, we have so many things are there. So in the case of machine learning, what's the main difference between machine learning and deep learning? So in the case of machine learning, so we have an input, the features are extracted, based on the feature, the classification will be done. So finally, it is compared to the trained data set and we will give the output. Whereas in the case of deep learning, the feature extraction and classification, everything comes under the category of hidden neurons. Okay, so finally it will identify whether it is a core. So we are also having a natural language processing where you can manage the human computer dialogue systems. You have a machine perception, you have NLP classifier, and understanding all those things. So this is what we have, a physical robot, so which can do operation for the patients. Okay, so which is equipped with knowledge of how to do the operations. Medical. This is another important thing, MyCell, which is an expert system. This is the first AI technology developed by Stanford Technology, which can predict the blood-borne diseases. Okay, so this is what we have, MyCell. And we have a IBM Watson, which is a hybrid of cognitive services through vision, speech and language, and machine learning based data analysis program. And we, as I already told you, that Google Health is also there. We have a TensorFlow which can able to predict several predictive models, and we are also having Path AI which can help the pathologists to help employ machine learning models for cancer diagnosis. So all those things are real-time solution providers. Okay, so we have an virtual assistant in drug development. So AI informed virtual assistants to automate and speed up the drug discovery process. Okay, so this is the main purpose of drug development, virtual assistants. And randomized controlled trials, okay, RCT, and controlled trials are conducted with the effect of a specific drug or recorded with time. Okay, so what are the things happening when the drug is given, and the side effects and all those things are uh, noted, and finally the analysis will be done. So reducing cost by virtual trials instead of manual trials. So so this is what we have, and the intelligent medical devices, we are having a wearable devices, smart recorders, clinical devices also there, speech-based wheelchairs also there, ADAM, intelligent asthma monitoring is also there, AI-powered insulin pump. Okay, so what you can have is, so you can have a insulin pump inside our hand or thigh. So whenever your insulin level will get decreased, immediately it will pump the insulin. So that's what the technology is going on. And when we are talking about ambient healthcare systems, so here it is used to observe the patient's reaction in different situations. Okay, so whenever a treatment is done, so based on the reactions of the patients, they will identify what type of uh, what is happening inside their body. Everything can be easily ascertained. And you have a sensors such as temperature sensors, carbon monoxide sensor, carbon dioxide sensor, and oxygen sensors collectively determine a patient's reaction to certain environment. And these sensors are directly connected with mobile devices and the medical professionals monitors. Okay, so whenever any abnormal situation occurs, immediately it will be informed to the nearest doctors or whatever the number that we have stored in the uh, smart systems, okay, smart watches or whatever it may be. Pulse rate detection system is also there, and smartphone based heart rate monitoring system is also be available nowadays. And when we are talking about use cases of soft computing in basic sciences and diagnosis, it is an imperfect data form, a major part of the medical data. So where the medical data is not completely maintained by the doctors, they are giving simply writing some information. Based on that information only the treatment is done. So soft computing is a powerful, reliable and efficient tool which can able to predict the things accurately. So it is mainly used in the areas of basic sciences, clinical disciplines and diagnosis. In the case of basic science, it is used to study the biology, chemistry, pathology or bacteriology. In the case of biochemistry, it is used to study the complex reactions, proteins, nucleotides and genes effect on the enzyme activities of each other, which becomes extremely difficult to analyze. Conventional mathematical models are also failed in the case of basic sciences. So we are moving on to the soft computing models, where highly neural networks, fuzzy logic, and genetic algorithms have been applied in number of fields of sciences. And when we are talking about genomic and proteomic data analysis, which can predict the human illness, and we are also having fuzzy logic and neural network, which is used to identify the cancer tissues from gene expression data. And we have a genomics data analysis, which will identify the changes in the genes. Pharmacology, which is nothing but the study of drugs. Artificial neural networks and genetic algorithms are highly used. And when we are talking about cytology or cellular biology, image segmentation and the other methods are used. Fuzzy and artificial neural networks is highly used because which can able to detect the edges of the cells, regional segments and wavelet transforms that make it very easy to for the cytologist in finding the characteristics of cells and the impact on any element. Soft computing in medical diagnosis, recognition or identification of an illness or a disease by examining the symptoms and clinical events in a person. So we can predict the anomaly detection in radiology, ultrasound, angiography, magnetic resonance imaging and computer tomography. All those things plays a vital role. Based on the images given by them, we can able to apply the algorithms of computing algorithms to find the uh, disease type of disease and the level, the conditions of the disease. For example, okay, if you take a breast cancer, so you have a fuzzy and genetic algorithms are highly to solve complex real-world problems and make appropriate decisions. Artificial neural networks, genetic algorithms, evolutionary computing, fuzzy logic, and systems are highly used. So this is the ALN model where we have a data preparation, pre-processing steps, image segmentation, morphological operations, and feature extraction. Everything comes under the category of this in the case of hidden layer. So we have an input layer, output layer. When we are talking about fuzzy logic, so it's a binary logic system, okay, which is a system in which each variable can have a value of either 0 or 1. So here we are using pre-processing, segmentation image, feature extraction, diagnostic using fuzzy logic. When we are talking about a genetic algorithm, here we have steps like initialization, evaluation, selection, and the crossover. We are also having a mutation that is also be possible. And in the case of clinical applications, so it is used to find the ECG antis, so where adaptive neurophysics system is used. In the case of neurology, artificial intelligence in sleep analysis algorithm is mainly used. Medicine and rehabilitation, SC is used. plasma PTH concentration is used, gastroenterology is used. Okay, so almost all the methods has been used in these cases. So these are the main areas where you can concentrate to get more solution. Okay, so still we have a lot of opportunities in doing and research in this area, and it can be a career opportunity for you if you predict a model, and that predicted model is very high uh, in predicting the disease. Then you can start a startup company and you can sell your product. Okay, so many opportunities are there, especially in the case of curing the cancers. So conducting early prediction, improving patient's documentation. Okay, how securely you can transfer the patient documents. That's what we have, and delivering telehealth services and removing human bias for better outcomes. Okay, managing this, all these things comes under the category of medical image processing. The market, you just see that in 2026 it is grown how much, okay, from 2018 to 2026. Within this 7 years, the medical image and diagnostics has highly improved. Okay, so this graph gives you the idea of how many researchers are going on in those areas. Okay, so you have. Thank you very much.